Good morning to those who listen. It's It's April 14th, 2026, 12:36 a.m. And this is going to be some Bible changes in John chapter 10. And it's going to be the King James Version and the NIV. Verse 1 for the NIV is truly, truly, I tell you, whoever does not enter the sheepfold by the gate climbs in some other way is a thief and a robber. What happened to the Pharisees? It's not there. Whoops, I had the wrong version there. All right, here we go. Very truly, I tell you, Pharisees. And in the King James Version, it's just, I say unto you. So the NIV, for some reason, just specifically names the Pharisees. Verse 2, but he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. And from what you'll see in the thumbnail, it's going to be this verse here, 3. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And in the NIV version, it is the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper opens up the gate for him. That's weird. Verse 6 in the NIV and says Jesus used this figure of speech. This figure of speech. And the King James Version has parable. Verse 7, King James Version, then Jesus said unto them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. I am the door of the sheep. The NIV has gate for the sheep. Verse 9, I am the door. Verse 16 of King James Version is okay. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Verse 16 in the NIV, it says, I have other sheep that are not of this sheep pen. I have other sheep that are not of this sheep pen. That's weird. And then it goes on, they too will listen to my voice, and there shall be one flock. Flock. And one shepherd. Flock is like flock of birds. Oh, verse 12, I skipped one in the King James Version. But he that is an hireling, should be just a hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not. Whose own the sheep are not. Just bad English there. And then we're going to verse 17. Therefore doth my Father love me, because I lay down my life that I might take it again. That sounds like he's going to lay down his life so that he can take his life again. It's like, what? And then verse 18, no man taketh it from me, but I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay it down, and I have power to take it again. So it's like, I don't know, it's like in the other verses that are saying that he was going to rise again. What? Jesus is rising from the dead, being raised from the dead. He doesn't raise again. It's like it happened twice. So that's the question. Does anybody remember what it used to say? Verse 17 NIV, the reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life only to take it up again. So it's like he's dying and raising himself up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down on my own accord. I have authority to lay it down and authority to take it up again. Why is it saying again? Verse 20 in the King James, and many of them said he hath a devil. Used to be demon. He hath a demon. And is mad. So they're making Jesus out to be mad. Why hear ye him? And in the NIV it says, many of them said, he is demon-possessed and raving mad. And then 21 has devil. These are not the words of him that hath a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? So I guess that part's good. And Jesus walked into verse 23. And Jesus, I guess winter's okay too. I put that because I wasn't sure. Winter. Because there's now winter in Acts. We'll get to that sometime. But in Acts, it says winter, and it acts like it's a place, not a season. Verse 23, and Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. Verse 23 in the NIV, and Jesus was in the temple courts. Okay, that sounds right. Walking in Solomon's colonnade? Colonnade? Colonnade. It sounds like some kind of a prescription, pharmakia, for your colon. Colonnade. I don't know. Colonnade. I don't know what that is. Verse 24 has just how long dust. Verse 24 in the NIV is changed. The Jews who were gathered around him saying, how long will you keep us in suspense? Keep us in suspense? 27 in the NIV, my sheep listen to my voice. Listen to my voice? Or is it supposed to be my sheep hear my voice? I know them and they follow me. And 28 is, I give them eternal life and they shall never perish. No one will snatch them out of my hand. Now we had a question with this because the following verse is, my Father who has given them to me is greater than all. No one can snatch them out of my Father's hand. Does anybody remember Jesus saying that no one will snatch them out of my hand? And same thing over in the King James Version. Jesus says, and I will give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. So me and my friend think that maybe 28 is a total add-on, and it just had 29. And it's supposed to be no one's able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. This time there seemed like there might be even more changes in the NIV. 31. And again, his Jewish opponents. Now he's got opponents. Picked up stones like they were opponents on a sports team or something. Verse 33, we are not stoning you for any good work, they replied, but for blasphemy, because you, a mere man, claim to be God. A mere man. King James Version says being a man. Verse 34 in the NIV is just a lot of bad punctuation. Quotation marks, and then quotation marks, and then apostrophe, and then a question mark. Oh, that's weird looking. So back to the NIV was 39. Again, they tried to seize him, but he escaped their grasp. King James just says, but he escaped out of their hand. And then we got verse 40 in the NIV. Then Jesus went back across the Jordan to the place where John had been baptizing in the early days. In the early days. Verse 41 in the King James, and many resorted unto him. Resorted unto him? Like it was the last resort. There was no other good choices, so they resorted unto him. The NIV 41, and many people came to him. They said, though John never performed a sign, all that John said about this man was true. A sign. And then in the King James Version, it says, John did no miracle. So the question is, what do you remember? Was it miracle? Was it sign? I don't see John the Baptist doing a sign, but then they were saying he did no sign, did no miracle. And then verse 42, and many believed on him there. There's a lot of changes in the King James Version. Instead of it being believed in him, it's believed on him. The NIV, though, it still says many believed in Jesus. All right, so there's the Bible changes in John chapter 10. Thanks for watching. God bless.